Hi, my name is Dan. I grew up in North Carolina. I went to school at Stevens, and I've been working here for about 2 years now. A lot of my life has been just keeping up appearances, despite being very depressed for most of my life. And actually, so basically in sixth grade, I stumbled into porn and rejected it at first. But then eventually started to use that as like a comfort, a way to escape pain of like depression. And since I still believe that God was this kind of really judgmental person, I kind of felt guilty from that, and then even from there more depressed. From there I used kind of relationships in the same way, and I went to eventually seeing multiple people at the same time, and until eventually I really was unfaithful to someone I really cared about. And at that point, I kind of written myself off and sort of assumed God did the same thing as just being a Christian. And I kind of lived much more apathetic and kind of more reckless. And I kind of went into college, where the first semester was kind of the same thing as what I've been doing. But actually, a friend's RA, Dario, who you probably know, kept inviting me to church, and it was probably maybe the 16th time I finally said, yes, I'll go. And when I went, that was the first time I really understood, or started to understand, what grace was. So I was going to church for a couple of weeks, and late one night I couldn't sleep, and I had a vision of God sitting in the corner of my room crying, from just the pain I was causing myself, my friends, and the girlfriend I was seeing at the time. And that was the first time I'd really actually seen God in that way. I didn't know He could feel pain or sorrow or feel it for someone else. And that was, to me, that was motivation enough to actually join a dinner group that I'd been kind of promoting at the time. And so I finally went, and it turns out I think the second night was a time was open to share like a story of your life, how you experienced God. And so that's exactly what I did. I was pretty tired of hiding this from people and hiding kind of like a secret life I was having. So I shared my story, and it just kind of felt like I was bringing a broken toy saying like, can you fix this? The crazy thing was, two guys actually came up to me afterward and said, thanks for sharing, I'm going through the same thing. That was kind of shocking to me as well, but also like a little crazy that God could just use my story right away and take something that I thought was just very bad in my life and actually start to use it for something good. I guess over the past 6 years, kind of since that time, my life definitely hasn't been perfect. I wish I could say it was. I'd actually been putting off my story for a long time now, because I was ashamed of still where I was. I still struggle with lust a lot, or memories of things I've done, or like guilt from that, or even finding comfort just in other things that always end up disappointing me or letting me down. And there's definitely times I do find that comfort in God, and it's an incredible thing, but I might even find myself right back struggling with something else again. But this year I was able to look back in my life and just see every year that God sent me at least one person in my life to really show me who He was, show different aspects, and then the greatest realization is that God sent me one person along, that was Jesus. Sent His Son and He was there the whole time, through these people, not being okay with my position or what I was doing or how I felt, and just to realize that and see how God now works in my life every day, despite what I do or what I say or where I am. It's just a kind of crazy and beautiful thing that makes me very excited for the future, and very hopeful.